Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new series that I'm going to be starting on this channel called Superstar Picks. Now, pretty much what this is that WWE Network started recently doing a network series where it's called Superstar Picks, where a superstar, I guess, from the roster will pick what their favorite matches of all time are. And they started, and all these matches aired on the network that I'm going to be reviewing today and probably going through these next few days. All were uploaded to the network on August 6, 2018. And I didn't notice they were there at the time, and I wanted to start doing. I wanted to review this at some point in time, but I just never got a chance to do it till now. So I'm doing it now. So there we go. I actually kind of want to do this too because it's gonna be it. It's gonna be a nice way to watch wrestling matches I've either never seen before, or give another chance to look at wrestling matches I've seen before, and just to kind of give my review and what I think about these matches. So I'm kind of excited to start off this new series. I don't know how often it will be released. It depends on how often a new series will get released. So I think this will be a nice series to start. Let's talk about it. So the superstar that got to pick their matches first was Sasha Banks. I don't know why I don't know why Sasha Banks got first dibs, but I guess it's just kind of the way it works. And Sasha Banks has picked her favorite matches, I believe. If I'm counting them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches here. I don't know why they couldn't do a top 10 favorite matches, but there's 9 matches here that she's picked. So these are pretty much Sasha Banks' um, 9 favorite matches of all time. These aren't going to be necessarily in order chronologically in terms of years of when they took place of anything. I'm just going to be watching them in the order that Sasha Banks has them in. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. And I'm just going to start off with this match right here that I'm going to be reviewing, and I'll get to that in a second. But Sasha Banks kicks it off, and she pretty much says that the reason that a lot of the matches are going to be matches involving Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero is her favorite wrestler of all time. So a lot of the matches she picks is going to be involving Eddie Guerrero, which makes sense. And the match that she picked first, though, was from WCW Halloween Havoc 1997. It was a cruiserweight championship match. Cruiserweight champion Eddie Guerrero defending the championship against Rey Mysterio Jr. In a mask versus title match. It was Eddie Guerrero's title versus Rey Mysterio Jr.'s mask, and she picked and I can see why she picked this match because it's a great match. It really hooks you in and stuff like that. So what I'll do is how I'm going to organize this series is I will view the match first and I'll give you what I think about it, and then I'll talk about what Sasha Banks thought about this match, and then obviously it'll be kind of structured like the retro review where I'll review why the match is happening, the match itself, where both wrestlers went, and then after that I'll talk about um, Sasha Banks' perspective on the match, or whoever superstar picks the match. So let's talk about this match. The reason this match is happening is because Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero around this time um, were having great cruiserweight championship matches. WCW around this time, and pretty much always toured up with the cruiserweight division. The cruiserweight division was probably some of the best wrestling you were ever going to see around this time frame. It was one of the things that made WCW truly what it was. And even when WCW got really bad in 2001 and towards the end of it and stuff like that, everybody still watched WCW for the cruiserweights. And that's exactly what this match was. And I think what I like about this match, though, is it wasn't just two guys going out there and having a match. What I liked about this match the most was they had something at stake. I think Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Guerrero have been going at it for a while for the Cruiserweight Championship. And Eddie Guerrero wanted Rey Mysterio Jr. to put his mask on the line to prove that he really wanted to win the championship. That's exactly what happened. And I think this, even though you could say that it makes the match predictable because you know Rey Mysterio Jr. isn't going to lose the match, it just really makes the match work on a whole different level. And it makes you really like the match more. So that was pretty much kind of the storyline of this match. They had a series of matches for the Cruiserweight title, and finally Rey Mysterio Jr. put his mask on the line. And building up to this show, Eddie Guerrero would mock the mask. He would tear off people's masks off after matches and stuff like that. And I like this storyline. It really worked. It really made the match work. Let's talk about the match. For the commentary on this show, it had a 4-man commentary team. We had the American Dream Baby, Dusty Rhodes. I know I can't do his accent very well. That's why I didn't do it. Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. And I know I always say 4-man commentary teams is ridiculous, but in this case, with these 4 guys out there, I thought it actually worked. Bobby the Brain Heenan was that great heel commentator. Tony Schiavone and Mike Tenay were the 2 play-by-play guys. And Dusty Rhodes was the babyface commentator, but also was kind of like a play-by-play guy at the same time. So overall, I like this. And I love this match. It's definitely a great Cruiserweight Championship match to watch. This is exactly what a Cruiserweight wrestling should be. Rey Mysterio Jr. gets the upper hand originally in the match. He hits a really cool monkey flip on Eddie Guerrero, driving him outside the ring. I also want to talk about, too, that this is an example that I like, is that Rey Mysterio Jr. got the type of crowd reaction he was supposed to get, and Eddie Guerrero got the crowd reaction he was supposed to get, because everybody hated Eddie in this match, and that's exactly what they were supposed to do. They were chanting Eddie sucks, and everybody really wanted to see Rey Mysterio Jr. pull off the victory here. We have Rey Mysterio Jr. got the upper hand. He would hit a lot of arm drags and head scissors on Eddie Guerrero. Eventually, he went to dive on him on the outside, but then eventually ended on the apron. Eddie Guerrero pulled him off, and he went back first. Sorry, not back first. He hit his back of the head right off the apron, and then Eddie Guerrero threw Rey Mysterio Jr. into the steel steps, and pretty much the match tells itself. Rey Mysterio Jr. would get hope spots in this match, but Eddie Guerrero would continuously cut him down. He would, which I liked. Eddie Guerrero hit a really cool springboard senton right across the back on Rey Mysterio, and he got him into an abdominal stretch, which he turned into a backbreaker, which looked really damn cool. He ended up hitting a power bomb into a backbreaker. He had the really cool gory special. But Rey Mysterio Jr. would continuously try to fight back in this matchup. He went for a head scissors, but Eddie Guerrero would counter and throw him into the barricade or the guardrail, whatever they called it. And then Eddie Guerrero hit a wicked clothesline under Rey Mysterio Jr. Rey Mysterio Jr. went for a springboard head scissors. Eddie Guerrero countered into a backbreaker. And throughout this match, Eddie Guerrero kept trying to take off the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr., which I thought really kind of told a story. And it was really tough to take off the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr. because, his mask was connected to his ring attire, because Rey Mysterio Jr. was wearing really special ring attire for this match. And I overall liked that pose. So so then eventually Eddie Guerrero would get him in the camel clutch and continuously tear at the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr. And then Eddie Guerrero hit an uppercut in the corner right under Rey Mysterio Jr. And Rey Mysterio Jr. tried to fight back, but he ended up when he went to Irish Whip Eddie Guerrero into the turnbuckle. Eddie Guerrero reversed it, and Rey Mysterio Jr. landed in the tree of woe position, and then Eddie Guerrero hit a drop kick while he was in that position, and then he went for a second one. Mysterio moved out of the way, and Eddie Guerrero ended up missing the drop kick, and he ended up going balls first right into the turnbuckle, and Rey Mysterio Jr. Ended up hitting a really cool dive right under the outside of Eddie Guerrero. A really cool plancha, which Eddie Guerrero didn't get knocked off his feet, which I kind of thought was believable, since Eddie Guerrero is a little bit more bulkier and muscular than Rey Mysterio Jr. That makes sense that Rey Mysterio Jr. wouldn't have been able to take him off his feet that soon. And then Rey Mysterio tried to get a victory with a Hurricanrana roll-up, but Eddie Guerrero ended up kicking out of the match, and then it ended up immediately hitting a clothesline on Mysterio. And then he tried to throw Mysterio outside the ring. Mysterio ended up missing, and he ended up hitting a really cool somersault Hurricanrana right on the outside, which looked really cool. And Eddie Guerrero ended up hitting a brainbuster in this matchup. Then he went for his frog splash, and Rey Mysterio Jr. moved out of the way, and Eddie Guerrero, while he was in the air, changed his position and ended up hitting a almost a flip at the same time, which was really cool. And then Rey Mysterio Jr. hit a corkscrew moonsault, almost like turned it into a headbutt right on Eddie Guerrero, but Eddie Guerrero kicks out. And then the finish comes when Eddie Guerrero goes for a back suplex right off the turnbuckles, right onto Rey Mysterio, right to Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio fights out of it, but then Eddie Guerrero gets the upper hand again. He goes for a razor's edge right off the turnbuckle, but Rey Mysterio Jr. ended up turning it into a Hurricanrana, rolls up Eddie Guerrero, and gets a nice surprise victory right onto Eddie Guerrero. I actually thought this finish worked too. It really it gave Rey Mysterio that nice shock win where he ended up getting to keep his mask, and I thought this still made Eddie Guerrero look really strong. He still lost, but he lost in a nice fluky but he ended up losing where it still made him look like a credible athlete, and it does show that any move can end a match. So I like this. I liked the finish here. And afterwards, Eddie Guerrero attacks Rey Mysterio as Rey Mysterio Jr. was celebrating, and he throws Rey Mysterio Jr. outside the ring, and Rey Mysterio Jr. just leaves with the Cruiserweight Championship, and then that was pretty much the end of the match. And then, as for what I thought about this match, it's a great match. It's probably one of the best Cruiserweight matches of any kind, whether it's in, New Japan Pro Wrestling with their Cruiserweight, with their Super Junior division, TNA with their X division, WWE now with their Cruiserweight division. It's probably one of the best Cruiserweight matches you'll ever see. It might be the best Cruiserweight match you'll ever see. So it's fantastic. It's a great match. If I had to rate this match, I'm going to give it 4 stars. It really keeps you intrigued. It really does a good, and I think it really has a great story, and it's just a really great back and forth matchup. So I'm going to give it 4 stars. It's a great match. As for the aftermath, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be mistaken, I believe Eddie Guerrero will go on shortly to win back the Cruiserweight Championship for Rey Mysterio Jr., and they would kind of still have feuds, but really not much. And then they stupidly, WCW decided towards the end of WCW, I believe in 2000 or 2001, I believe 2000, to unmask Rey Mysterio Jr. and have him lose a mask versus mask match, which I don't know why the hell they were doing that. That was dumb. And then Eddie Guerrero, I know that kind of is off topic, but Eddie Guerrero would shortly leave WCW. I believe he left in 98, maybe the beginning of 99, because I know in 99 he was in WWF with the Radicals, and Eddie Guerrero went on to have a really good success in the WWF/WWE. He was a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion. He was a European Champion, and he went on to hold tag team championships, and then eventually he would become the WWE champion at No Way Out 2004, because then the WWE changed its name to from WWF to WWE. And as all this was happening, Rey Mysterio would stick it out with WCW until it went out of business. Then he debuted in WWE just as Rey Mysterio in 2002, and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio would still have opposing matches with each other. They were on the opposing tag teams for tag team titles and stuff like that. But then eventually in 2005, they finally came together as a tag team and won the WWE Tag Team Championships at No Way Out 2005. And then they went on to have a feud in 2005, which was a really good feud up until the very end. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero had a match at WrestleMania 21. Rey Mysterio won that match, and then obviously the whole storyline was that Eddie Guerrero was so obsessed with beating Rey Mysterio, he was willing to do anything. And the Great American Bash 2005 is when the storyline started to get really stupid, when Eddie Guerrero revealed that he had a secret about Rey Mysterio, and that if Rey Mysterio beat him at the Great American Bash 2005, he would keep that secret inside. And Rey Mysterio beat Eddie Guerrero, but obviously because Eddie Guerrero's whole mantra was he lies, he cheats, and steals, which he brought on into WWE, he lied, so he revealed that he was really Rey Mysterio's son Dominic's father, which we knew was bullshit. And so it led to the custody of Dominic match at SummerSlam, which technically is a great match, but it's really stupid with the storyline. And Rey Mysterio won, and then I believe Eddie Guerrero won the final. Finally, was able to beat Rey Mysterio in a steel cage match on an episode of SmackDown, and obviously that ended their feud forever because, fortunately, shortly after this feud, Eddie Guerrero ended up passing away. He died in November. And Rey Mysterio is still alive, obviously, and it was really sad to kind of watch this match in a way, knowing that Eddie Guerrero is gone. But obviously, it's not that sad because eventually wrestlers are going to pass on. It's still sad though because Eddie Guerrero kind of had died tragically and all the so it's like eh. But Rey Mysterio though they would use this death to push Rey Mysterio to the World Championship, which nobody wanted because they knew why he was really getting the push. He ended up winning the 2006 Royal Rumble. He won the championship at WrestleMania 22, and then Rey Mysterio would have a really good length with it. Well, he would have a good lengthy title reign, but he wasn't that good of a title reign. He was jobbed out every second they had, and then he lost the championship to at the Great American. No, yeah, he lost the championship at the Great American Bash 2006 due to Eddie Guerrero's nephew Chavo Guerrero's interference, and they would kind of, you know, have Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. So they would have Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero feud. Chavo put him on the shelf, and then Rey Mysterio injured Chavo Guerrero, and then Rey Mysterio would kind of continue to have a run in WWE. He was there, and he had another world title reign. He held the Intercontinental Championship a couple of times, and then Rey Mysterio would go on to leave the WWE in 2014 because of all of his injuries and stuff, and he would go on and tear it up in the Indies and Lucha Underground and AAA and stuff like that. Then he's just recently kind of been back in the fold with WWE a little bit. He was in the Royal Rumble match this year. He was in the Greatest Royal Rumble match earlier this year as well. And also, but he also at the same time he's doing other indie dates like New Japan Pro Wrestling. So overall, both these guys benefited from this match. As for the commentators, I don't know. I think Tony Schiavone is still alive. As for Mike Tenay, he recently just retired from he recently just retired from professional wrestling. He would commentate towards the end of WCW, and then eventually when that went under, he went and commentated for TNA. He was the play-by-play guy from 2002 to 2014, and then eventually he would go on and do some like backstage stuff with TNA, and then he quietly left in 2006. Tony Schiavone was in WCW until the very end, and then eventually he went on to be in TNA for a little bit, and then now he has his own. He just recently was in an indie company called Major Wrestling League, where he was the call-in commentator. So that's good for him. Bobby the Brain Heenan, unfortunately, after WCW went under, health kind of started to get a little bit worse. And eventually he just recently passed away last year. Dusty Rhodes, when WCW was finished, would also go back to WWE, make some part-time appearances and stuff, and then was one of the head creators of NXT, and really got that under the way, and then he just recently passed away in 2015. So that's definitely sad. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see what happened with the commentators. The only ones that are kind of still alive and stuff like that, and breathing are the play-by-play guys, which is very sad. And then so that's everything with like the match and stuff. Let's talk about Sasha Banks' perspective on this match. Sasha Banks overall said this is probably one of the greatest matches you ever see. It really made her like a big wrestling. Well, she was always obviously a big wrestling fan, but it really made her want to be a wrestler. It was more of a reasons why she loved Eddie Guerrero, and it's just a storyline that really hooked you in. And it was Eddie Guerrero at the greatest power of his heel run, which I would agree with that. And She also talked about how she tried to recreate the finish of this match. It was at SummerSlam 2016 during her Women's Championship match when she was defending the title against Charlotte. They tried to recreate the spot where Charlotte did the Razor's Edge to Sasha Banks, and it just didn't really look very smooth. And she even admitted that. So, yeah, overall, Sasha Banks tried to tie in this match, and obviously she's a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. So, yeah, there you go. That's pretty much Sasha Banks' take on this match. But that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time you upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM brothers and on the Talkinator YouTube channels. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.